but now I'll rise above you.
Swazdula, you Fleischkäsefresser and Oettinger Säufer, how the hell are ya? Yeah, bamboozled you, didn't I? Anyways, guys, pardon my voice. I was sick. I still am sick, but I couldn't speak on recent streams, so if my voice is a little bit weird, even still, then apologies, or not. You're just gonna have to bear with me. But, yeah, guys, recent Devstream, 154. Some stuff was shown, some neat things. The only thing that I really want to speak about right now is Yareli, which is going to be the next Warframe to be released with the Sisters of Parvos update. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a news channel, and I have no intention of becoming a news channel. So this is very much me trying to share the information that there's a new Warframe coming. It's more so that I'm curious about this Warframe very much, more so than others, I would say. And I'd like to share that with you guys and my speculation about her. And here's the juicy part. I want to know what you guys think is going to happen. But let's go with some general ideas still, just for contrast's sake. So Yareli is going to be, as I mentioned, released with Sisters of Parvos update. That update is probably going to happen around TennoCon, I suspect, but we'll get to that in just a moment. As described by DE, she is going to be kind of on the cutesy side, apparently, seemingly maybe even smaller, which is really nice because different models of Warframes and different sizes is something that I'm an advocate of, or have been for a while. And then Hildren and Grendel happened and all these things, and I really like those models being completely different so that they also have different body shapes and sizes. I very much get behind that. But anyways, like I said, she's going to be a little bit more on the cutesy side in terms of her overall kind of design. And what you can notice is that she's watery, and there was something about the abilities. We don't know anything about the abilities yet. Nothing was shown. That'll happen in the next dev stream. But what was mentioned is that the thing that she's on, that little watery squids type thing that she seems to be surfing on, Rebecca referred to as a vehicle, which makes me think, okay, maybe she can surf on that thing. Maybe it's a means of transportation, kind of like Titania transforms into her mosquito form and then she flies around. Maybe Yareli can somehow equip this thing, this hoverboard, and go back to the future. Who knows? I don't know how that's going to work. Scott kind of hinted at Blazy, and for those of you who don't know, Blaze is an ability that is home to Neja, so maybe she can cast this and kind of leave a trail of, I don't know, sparkling water behind her or something and hydrate the enemies. I don't know. Speaking of which, what an amazing segue. It is not somehow related to Hydroid, so that is kind of good. Now, here's what I think, okay? You can also see that she has these watery looking glaives, almost. I don't know, maybe they're an actual water glaive, maybe they're a Rasengan of some sort, I don't know. But what I would love to see, I mean, realistically speaking, I think what we can expect is something along the lines of Zephyr's second ability, where she thrusts a gust of wind toward the enemies, like a kind of like a wind-shaped blade. Gust, whatever, and it does some kind of an effect upon impact. I think that's something that we can expect, but wouldn't it be cool, and this is my thought, maybe that would be dope and unique, what definitely would be unique is if she would have an Exalted Glaive as a weapon. And I mean like traditional Exalted weapon, kind of Valkyr, kind of Excalibur-ish. So you cast it and you just use it as a side weapon, or as your main weapon then, something like that kind of transforms the way you actually play with the frame. I would really love something like that, and I'm not a big fan of glaives, TBH. I really don't like glaives all that much. They're cool, but it's not my style. I'm more of a Nikana guy, I would say. But seeing or thinking of a water-based Exalted Glaive for this, I'm going to go ahead and call her tiny character, is kind of intriguing. I very much like this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we going to be Silver Surfer but with water bubbles, or are we going to have Exalted Glaives? Is it going to be an interesting frame, a fun frame, a boring frame? What do you guys think? Pablo also kind of hinted with his little message that he dropped there that she's fun to develop, which, I mean, I bet everything is fun to develop at DE. But he mentioned that she's very fast and fluid. Pun intended, he said, right? So fast. Okay, so what are we talking? Fast and fluid? Are we talking like Wisp? Because in my opinion, Wisp is one of the most well-designed frames out there. And no, I'm not saying that Wisp is the best frame. I'm saying that Wisp is just very well designed. Her movements, her animations, the way she casts things, the abilities that she has, all of that is really, really cool. I like that. You know, it's very, very well fluid. It just works really well together, right? Is that what we're talking about, or like what? So let me know your thoughts. What I will share with you guys is my speculation as to when this is going to happen. When is Yareli going to be released? Well, like I said, it's going to be with Sisters of Parvos, which is the next, I'll call it, big update. We also know that, according to Scott, that they're going to do something in terms of Warframe acquisition that they have never done before. That is intriguing to me. That is very intriguing to me, because so far, what have we been doing? Well, there was usually some piece of new content, a new content island, or a new level, or a new boss, or whatever, and this piece of new content had the new item, aka the new frame, locked behind it, okay? That's how DE has been doing it all the time so far. So if they're doing something they've never done before with Yareli in terms of acquisition, then what could that possibly mean? Now, I don't know if you guys have heard me speak of this on streams before, but I have mentioned it very often. If you think of a game like Tekken, all right, maybe you've never played Tekken, I don't know. If you have never played Tekken, then here's how it works. You pick one of the characters, you play through the arcade versus 8 or 10 not bosses, but enemies, and after you beat them, you unlock a very, very short cutscene of maybe a minute long or something, or two, of that character that you just beat it with, and it provides you with some context. So kind of like the codex entries that you'll find for, let's say, Ember Prime or Mag Prime or Rhino Prime, those, but in video format. Imagine that. And I would love if DE would put something like that in the game, where once you acquire a frame, of course this can't happen to Yareli, but once you acquire a frame and you make some sort of an achievement, like, say, survive half an hour in any survival, because it couldn't be too high, because then the noobs would miss out and the crybabies would miss out too, but it also shouldn't be too low, because then why bother if you don't need to put in any effort at all. So basically some sweet spot where one could say, okay, you've probably mastered this frame, here you go, and then you get some kind of a cutscene. I would love to see something like that. Now back to the acquisition that's different, according to Scott. What do you guys think is going to happen? I don't know, but I would like to break away from the new content, new playable mission, or new boss is introduced to the game. And that also entails a frame or a weapon or parts that you can only get from there, because that's the typical farm loop that we always had. I would love to drop away from that a little bit, break away from that a little, and do something different. I don't know what they could possibly do. I mean, sky's the limit, I guess, but very intriguing. Now, in terms of when this is going to happen, we know for a fact it is not going to happen in May, this month, because we know for a fact, according to Rebecca, the next Devstream will show Yareli abilities, okay? So toward the end of the month, we should be getting the next Devstream, and by then, Yareli will not be released yet, simply for the fact we know that they're going to show her abilities then, and not before, so she can't possibly be released yet. I mean, it's not like it's unheard of, but we know how DE does these things, and this is just not going to happen. However, we also know that Digital TennoCon is happening a month later, in June, I believe.
No, it is actually July 17th. Learn how to use Google, you stupid bitch.
And if they follow the usual tradition, then they will probably drop some kind of content around that TennoCon. What better to drop than Sisters of Parvos? They'll have something to show off. They'll maybe even do, while the whole event is live, drop it live. I don't know, but that is a possibility. So my prediction is that they're going to drop this Warframe and everything else that goes into this update. I suggest you go watch some of the other news channels that are reporting on everything that was said if you want to know what exactly, or you go watch the Devstream your damn self. But all of that stuff that was shown, that all is harbored by the Sisters of Parvos update. I think that all of that is going to happen somewhere around the TennoCon event, which is going to be in June. And if not that, then maybe they'll tease something about it, like really revealing, and then just call it a day and let us wait another month or so. I think that's the worst case scenario that we can expect. In any case, again, let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Is she going to be fun to play? What would you like to see? What kind of a vibe does she give you? I for one, I can't wait. I cannot wait to actually customize this frame. This is like one of the first frames in a long time that I see, and I'm just like, visually, yes, this is going to be cool. I almost want to main her based only off of the way she looks. I really, really, really like her style and look. Let's hope she translates into the game as close as possible to this concept art that we've seen here in this dev stream. Also, for those who seem to care or not, I'm just going to report, my son is doing very, very well, by the way. As some of you may know, I became a father just about 3 weeks ago, not even, and everything is great. And Whammon is doing fine as well, and we have a very, very, very behaved little boy. So that's kind of nice. Right, I will leave you guys to it. Go ahead and debate, share your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section, because as you guys know, I will be reading all of them. Oh, and another reminder, if you want to hang out with some neat people, maybe join our Discord server. All the links to everything relevant to me is in the description. So I will see you guys in the next video or next stream, wherever I catch you, however you have time. Until then, stay healthy and safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this shitty channel, and fuck off.